like a drop of rain in an ocean, like a drop in the sea. But many, many nations still got to learn from we, how we aspire and we achieve. It's so hard to believe the unity that is so unique. It's fantastic, yes, so to speak. It's fantastic, yes, it is. The way how we live as one. In integration, all in nation is second to none. Here the Negroes, the white man, the Chinese, the Indian, we walk together in hand. In this wonderland of Calypso, in this wonderland of steel band. God bless our nation.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of the DPTT Speaks. Today we are actually going to be showing you a presentation that we made to a number of students at the University of the West Indies. We were talking to them about why the political students of Trinidad and Tobago must take part in this 2015 election. We are hoping that with your help, you can share this around and you too can take part in this wonderful opportunity to vote for a new political organization, to vote for the Democratic Party of Trinidad and Tobago. Enjoy this presentation that was made to the students of the University of West Indies, Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you. But one would want to get involved to the levels that you are seeing today, because I'm sure everyone today is so excited and interested in all the things that are happening in our country. And one of the questions that people ask is, why would people want to hold on to power, want to get into governance so drastically that they do the things that they do in terms of tearing the characters and tearing apart the characters of other people and so on? Why? What is that attraction? So let's start by saying, first of all, look at politics. What is politics? It is said that politics is the practice and theory of influencing other people. Why do you want to influence other people? Why would you want to get people to vote for you or to put you into a position of power? So if you go right back to that age when people talked about the emergence of the social contract, that contract that people made with each other in order to allow for governance. Typically, the social contract talks about the agreement to give up some of your rights, to give up some of your rights and privileges for the state to protect your rights and privileges. And so people felt, it's necessary that we enter into this social contract, this governance of the state, so that you can protect these rights. But I know it's really hot and uncomfortable in here, so I'm going to try to make this short so that you don't have to endure this heat and so on for too long. And I'm hoping that it's not going to be too boring, but we'll get to all the nice juicy parts in a little while. So we're just looking at the little background to that. Okay? So we're looking at people looking to enhance the quality of life of others. What do I do to make my life better, to make my family life better, and by extension my community life better? And that's what that whole concept of politics and the social contract and all is about. Because people wanted to be able to feed their families without people from outside coming and breaking down their walls and so on and taking what they have worked for. And so to get that protection, they felt that I had to give something. It's like a barter. Now let's take this down to Trinidad and Tobago's level. We have found ourselves in a state where we have inherited a political system that is sometimes very, very difficult for us to understand. Why should we, for example, be paying so much homage and so much respect to individuals that we vote to do things for us, so that when they come in through, there's a flashing light with the blue light, and then we just pull aside for the very same person who, as of today, I think Parliament is going to be prorogued next week. So as of next week, these are ordinary citizens. They're coming to you to say, please vote for me. Please give me this opportunity to serve you, because they're not ordinary. But after September 7th, which is the new election date, once you elect somebody else to power, you now have to step aside and you have to beg for certain services, certain things. And you might ask yourself, especially as someone who's doing political science, and someone who's wanting to get involved in politics, why should I do this? Does this make sense to deal with? All we have been able to do, and I want you to think about this carefully, what we have been able to do and do well is to keep that structure that we inherited and work within that structure. So that, for example, people would, and I think of you guys, and that's why I asked for this opportunity to talk to you guys. Because I've seen a cycle where you come into university, you graduate, and then you ask yourself, what do I do for you? And many people are already looking at a government job, lecturer in university, or something in that run, some of the established positions. And you cannot say that as an engineer, or as a project manager, or as a doctor, or as a nurse, I am going to do something that's innovative and new, because the structure in Trinidad and Tobago does not allow for you to do that. And so, my main purpose of coming here this evening is to let you know that if Trinidad and Tobago has to develop, if Trinidad and Tobago has to develop, if we have to meet the challenges as a nation, it is going to be up to you and no one else. And that's why I said, let me talk to the political students who are looking into politics, because for you, that is the challenge that you face. I want to give you an example. Every change in the world, all of the great theorists, people like Einstein and Gates, all of those great people, including Jesus Christ, all these people that changed the world did so in their youth. Jesus Christ died, I think, when he was 32. Einstein, when he did his theory of relativity and so on, did that at the age of 37, I think it was. Yeah, 37. These were young people. But the politicians, most of them, including me, who are asking you to vote for us, and most of us are over 50. Now there's a big difference. I want you to understand that there's a big difference in the way you think and the way you act over 50 and under 50. Young people take chances. They're not as careful. And it's that sense of adventure, that sense of daring to go where none has gone before, that has led us to the development of the world. So that Christopher Columbus, for example, decided, when all the theories were saying that if you go too far out, you're going to fall off the edge of the earth, he said, not only am I believing that I can go east, I can go west, and end up being on the east, so I can circumvent the whole world because I believe the world is wrong. He not only believed that, but what he did is that he lived that. He took a boat out there and put his life at risk. Those are the things that you would find young people and innovative people do. So for Trinidad and Tobago to develop, for Trinidad and Tobago to be able to find solutions to the problem that they have, it must come from among the young people, from among the people who are willing to try something new, to do something different. The people who find themselves following traditional lines and doing traditional things don't grow. And that's why I started by talking way back about politics and a social contract and bring you into where we are as a nation, because what we have done is that we have simply stayed with what we inherited. Now that leads to stagnation. So let's look at the problems that we know and bring it to our everyday life. In San Fernando, at the General Hospital in San Fernando, you hear time and time again people talking about, I've gone to the San Fernando Hospital and there are no beds. You hear that now, it's gone from San Fernando to Mount Hope Hospital. People say, I go there and there are no beds. But to you, you are asking yourself, it can't be that bad in a country that spends something like $60 billion per year. It can't be so difficult to buy beds. It can't be so difficult to hire doctors. It can't be so difficult to extend the room to get the necessary rooms that's necessary for this hospital. For you, it's like, what? Why isn't this happening? And it can't be that the people that we elect there are so careless and so they just don't give a damn. It can't be that either. What could it be? Why is it that governments come and governments go, and you have that same simple problem of not being able to get a bed, not being able to access healthcare in a timely manner? And I tell you why. It is so, and I've learned this through my experience at the Statutory Authority Service Commission, where I've been chairman for the last 4 years. It is so because the structures that we inherited is so bureaucratic that you just go into a sense of hopelessness. I'll give you an example. If you wanted to get, if you felt as someone in San Fernando that you needed to get an additional doctor, because one doctor is not enough for this world. You can't simply say, we need one doctor and I'm going to hire one. Cannot happen. You have to first of all establish the need and discuss this and get somebody, an authority, to approve the fact that you need a doctor. Then it goes to a whole lot of bureaucratic structure before you get to the CPO. When the CPO gets this request for a doctor, the CPO goes to the Ministry of Finance, and the Ministry of Finance has to say, do we have money to pay for this? What is the long-term implication to this? It's some board somewhere, so by the time they decide that we really can afford a doctor and get a doctor, 5 years would have gone. By the time that 5 years would have gone, the government might have changed, and now we might have a whole new structure, and then we get no doctor. And that is the sort of things that happen. If you wanted to buy a bed, because you need 10 more beds, you had that same thing. You had somebody had to fight. The first question they'll ask, oh yeah, we need 10 beds. But is there anything in the bill, in the appropriation bill for 10 beds? Did anybody budget for 10 extra beds? And somebody said no. Well, put it in the budget for next time now. So we can get, so it goes, so right away you have a year. So you're going to budget for 10 beds for next year. By the time the 10 beds come, you would have had 20 broken beds, so you have to replace 10 beds, so you never had that additional 10 beds that you want. And that, my friends, is the structure that we have inherited. And the politicians say to you, they say to you, when you have to elect them, well, it's not that I don't care, but the structure is so bureaucratic, it's so difficult, that I can't get anything done. And that happens regardless of who you elect. What is important, and that's why I said it has to come from among you, the students, the young people, is that you have to recognize that if you continue to do the same thing, the same old way, you're going to have the same results. But young people, people who are now getting into politics for the first time, new people, say, listen, I don't have to do that. I don't need a CPO. I don't need, if I know I need 20 minutes, then why should I have to go through that whole bureaucratic structure that's going to not lead me where I want to go? So I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do something totally different. I'm going to go out there and form a company, a special purpose company, and that can hire people for the hospital. I'm going to have a board that can run this hospital of competent people, and I'm going to buy what I need to buy. And I am going to say, once and for all, that this thing called the Ministry of Health that look after hospitals that have been failing us for so long will no longer be part of our health structure. That's innovative thinking. That's what young people do. And those things like this, are what's going to change your nation. As long as you want to try to fit it within that structure that's so archaic and old, you will not get to where you want to go. You really think that the people in Trinidad and Tobago don't know? Tell me this. You think that they don't know that regardless of how much you widen that highway, you will not be able to solve that problem? That the only solution to get people into police and out of police rather quickly is a real system. They know that. What they don't know is how to do it. So again, what they do is that they look at the structures that exist, the tenders board, the NITCO, and they say, listen, we need to get a train system and has to go through a whole tender system, and they have to do a study and do a white paper and a green paper and a brown paper and heaven knows how many other papers to tell you, and by the time that is done, there's so much corruption that $1 billion, I think the last administration previously spent over $500 million on this study alone, without even a piece of a track going on. Why? Because of the structure. Now, the youth would say, but this is not so difficult. I can go on the internet and I can look at all the train companies and people who manufacture trains, and I can look at all the companies that manufacture train lines, and I can look at Spancrete and know that they can build all the sleepers for the trains, and I can have this done. And I can go to engineering, the engineering department at UE, and talk to engineers there, and we could come up with a design that's going to work in terms of the structures for the train lines. You could do that. And you're sure that it will be done at a price that's a fraction, perhaps 1/10 or a quarter of what the budget for a train line would be ordinarily. You can do that. But again, the only way that will happen is if you decide to do it. Unless you decide to get involved. You see, when I asked to speak to you guys, I didn't ask to talk to you guys because I'm simply looking for you to say I want you to support the Democratic Party. That's not what I'm here for. Why I'm here is because I know, with every core of my being, I know for a fact that in order for Trinidad and Tobago to develop, you are the future of our nation, and you are the ones that have to go from looking beyond passing an exam, beyond getting a passing grade, towards actually taking part in the governance of your country and doing what is necessary to make this place work. Because you are the one that's faced with this humongous cost. There's a humongous cost for a house. When you graduate, and whenever, a year or two from now, when you graduate and you get married, you want to have a family. A house, the average house in Trinidad and Tobago is $1 million. The mortgage on $1 million house or $800,000 house, or a $700,000 house is over $5,000 a month. That's the mortgage. And heaven help you if you decide that you want to live in the West. And so you want to go close to where the, in the West I want to live, the waters and so on, to go down the islands in the evening. I don't have to work too hard when you do that. But heaven help you if that's your dream. Because now your house is $5 million. And your mortgage is close to $15,000, $20,000. But that's what you are faced with. And that's what you are going to have to deal with if you don't decide to change the way we do things. And the only way you can do that is not to fall into that trap that says, I go to school, I graduate, and I look for a job. You have to say, I go to school, I learn, and I changed my country. And the way you change your country is by taking a decision to take what you have learned in your classroom and put it into practice by being innovative in the way you do things. So let's talk about nice, easy things, easy way to do things that you can do if you have to solve the problems that we as a nation face.